It really resonates when you share your sources about navigating retirement. It's this massive life transition, isn't it?
It really is.
And while, the thought of leaving work can be exciting, there's also this undercurrent of uncertainty, right?
Absolutely. A lot to figure out.
So our aim today is to really dig into these insights, specifically from the excerpts you provided from Robin Ryan's Retirement Reinvention,
Yeah, great stuff in there.
and extract the most valuable takeaways, the things that will help you craft a truly fulfilling next chapter without feeling, well, overwhelmed by it all.
Exactly. And it goes way beyond just the financial side, although, look, it's certainly important.
Oh, definitely.
But it's really about how you redefine your purpose, your identity in this whole new phase of life.
Exactly. And what immediately struck me in the book right at the start was Robin's personal story, her battle with cancer.
Yeah, quite intense.
The chemotherapy, the lingering effects she experienced that really shifted her perspective, didn't it? Towards embracing the present, living for now.
It really did.
Yeah.
And that became a powerful motivator for her for writing this book.
Yeah, this desire to guide others in making the most of their retirement while, their health allows. It makes you really stop and think.
It does. It really highlights the preciousness of time, doesn't it? And the significance of planning proactively, not just for the practical stuff, but for the fulfillment and joy we all hope to experience.
Okay, so let's unpack what seems to be a central theme here. The book talks about avoiding becoming a, quote, failed retiree.
Right. That's a stark phrase.
It is. We're looking at potentially 9,000 plus days after your traditional career ends. I mean, that's a huge amount of time to fill meaningfully.
It really is. A whole new chapter, or maybe even several chapters.
And there's this often unspoken societal message, isn't there, that retirement signals the end of your best years. Your productive years are over.
Yeah, that narrative is definitely out there.
But this book really pushes back hard on that. It focuses instead on what you can actually gain.
Like what specifically?
Yeah. Well, a renewed sense of self, self-worth, continued productivity, maybe in different ways, emotional well-being, stronger community ties.
That's a really crucial reframing, isn't it?
Right.
The conventional idea of retirement is just, kicking back and relaxing. It can leave a big gap for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's more about a transition, like you said, a shift in focus rather than just a full stop.
Right.
And it appears the whole landscape of retirement is undergoing this major shift. We're not necessarily talking about just relaxing anymore.
No, definitely not the old model.
The book points to research Merrill Lynch and AgeWave, indicating that a large majority of pre-retirees, something like 72%, actually want to continue working in some form.
72%, that's huge.
And nearly half of current retirees are already doing so, or they plan to.
Yeah.
That definitely challenges the traditional notion of retirement as the end of work, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
Yeah.
And what's interesting to consider is the why behind this, the driving force. While, sure, financial considerations are a factor for some, no doubt, many individuals are motivated by this desire for continued purpose, engagement, a sense of contribution. It's often less about having to work.
And more about wanting to stay active, stay involved.
Exactly. Wanting that connection, that stimulation.
And here's where it gets really interesting, I thought. Apparently, retirees who work are 3 times more likely to become entrepreneurs.
Wow. Okay. That's not something that immediately springs to mind when you think retirement.
Right. It suggests these years can actually be a time for launching new ventures, not just, settling into old routines or hobbies.
Precisely. It really challenges that stereotype that innovation and new businesses are solely the realm of younger generations.
Yeah.
Retirement can free up both time and, maybe more importantly, mental energy to pursue those entrepreneurial passions that might have been on the back burner during a busy career.
The book even presents retirement as simply another career change.
Interesting perspective.
Well, given that most of us experience multiple career shifts throughout our working lives anyway, this perspective makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
It does. It frames it differently.
It's not this final monolithic ending, but rather another transition to navigate and, crucially, to plan for.
And if we connect this to the broader trend, it just highlights the increasing fluidity of modern careers, right? And the growing need for adaptability throughout our lives.
Including what we've traditionally thought of as the post-career stage.
Exactly. It's all becoming more integrated, less segmented.
So, keeping this evolving landscape in mind, the book really hammers home how crucial planning is.
You can't just drift into it.
No,
Yeah.
it's not enough to just coast into retirement. You really need to proactively think about what would make those, 9,000 plus days fulfilling.
Yeah, what kinds of activities would genuinely bring you enjoyment and a sense of purpose?
That brings up an important point for you, the listener, to consider. Have you consciously spent time thinking about what a fulfilling day or week or month in retirement would actually look like for you?
It's about being intentional in your planning, isn't it? Rather than just sort of reacting to whatever happens.
And it seems those long-standing bucket lists we might have tucked away somewhere, they probably need a serious reevaluation.
Oh, for sure. Things change.
Yeah. The person you were 10 or 15 years ago might have very different aspirations than who you are today. It's about updating those goals to reflect your current self, your current priorities.
That's a key insight. Our interests, our priorities, they naturally shift over time.
Right.
And retirement offers this unique opportunity to revisit those lists with a fresh perspective and maybe even discover entirely new passions you didn't know you had.
This leads us straight to the core idea of retirement reinvention, actively seeking out new work, whether it's paid or unpaid, full-time, part-time,
Whatever fits.
to create that sense of meaning and engagement after your traditional career concludes. The book shares some really compelling stories.
Yeah, the examples are great.
Take Jim, for example, an aerospace engineer, highly specialized skills, then unexpectedly loses his job.
Ouch. Tough spot.
Yeah, his traditional career essentially ended for him, just like that. But he found this new sense of identity and genuine satisfaction teaching at a community college.
Ah, interesting pivot.
He might be earning less, sure, but his fulfillment level, just as strong, maybe even stronger.
Jim's experience perfectly illustrates how new opportunities can pop up when you're open to redefining what work means to you and finding purpose in unexpected areas, even after what seems like a definitive end to your previous career path.
Then there's Marge, a school teacher facing mandatory retirement. Loved her job deeply.
Right, but hadn't planned for afterwards.
Exactly. She hadn't really considered what would come next, and she experienced significant depression. It just really underscores the necessity of having some kind of post-career plan, even if you adore your current work.
Marge's story is a powerful reminder of the potential emotional and psychological hit you can take, losing a major source of identity and purpose. Proactive planning isn't just about scheduling activities. It's fundamentally about protecting your overall well-being.
And it's not always a gentle transition out, is it? The book discusses how some companies are encouraging older workers to take voluntary retirement packages.
Ah, the voluntary nudge.
Right. Which can sometimes feel more like a push out the door. That was the case with John, a planner mentioned in the book. It really emphasizes the need to be proactive, to, recognize the signs when it might be time to start seriously considering your next steps.
That awareness and proactivity are so important, aren't they? Recognizing those trends, seeing the writing on the wall, maybe.
Yeah.
It allows you to take some control of your transition rather than feeling like you're just reacting to whatever the company decides.
Now, a significant theme that keeps cropping up in the book is this idea of giving back.
Finding purpose through contribution.
Exactly. Dick, a former chemistry teacher, found a real sense of purpose and actually job satisfaction driving a Meals on Wheels truck.
Wow, quite a shift from chemistry.
Huge shift. But that direct connection with the people he served, that provided the meaning he was looking for.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The book even poses this really thought-provoking idea. What if a significant portion of the baby boomer generation dedicated just a few hours each month to making society a little better?
Imagine that collective impact.
Right. The collective impact could be truly substantial.
Dick's experience really emphasizes that finding purpose in retirement can often stem from contributing to something larger than yourself. And yeah, the potential for boomers to collectively make a positive impact through volunteering. It's enormous.
Colleen approached her retirement by doing two things. Pursuing long-held travel dreams, she went on an African safari.
Nice.
And also dedicating a significant chunk of her time, like 15 hours a week, to various charitable causes.
So a real blend there.
Yeah, it's an interesting blend of personal fulfillment and contributing to the wider community.
Colleen's example nicely illustrates that multifaceted nature of retirement reinvention. You can incorporate personal aspirations alongside a genuine desire to give back.
Then there's Brenda, who was interested in business etiquette.
Okay.
Her story highlights the process of exploring potential new career avenues. wasn't just a passing thought. She did thorough research,
Doing due diligence.
actively networked with people already in that field, used LinkedIn, and really sought to understand the day-to-day realities before committing to anything.
Brenda's journey underscores the importance of that homework when you're considering new paths in retirement. Passion's a fantastic start, right?
Essential, yeah.
But it really needs to be grounded in solid research and a realistic understanding of what's actually involved day to day.
And even for those who are financially secure, like Sunny, the wealthy businesswoman in the book.
Right. Purpose isn't just about income.
Exactly.
Right.
Finding a sense of purpose remains crucial. She discovered fulfillment by volunteering at a wild animal sanctuary, working directly with the animals she loved.
A great example.
It really demonstrates that purpose isn't always tied to needing a paycheck.
Sunny's experience highlights that the human need for purpose and engagement is fundamental, isn't it? Regardless of your financial circumstances, retirement provides this unique opportunity to pursue those passions, maybe for the first time, without the pressure of earning a living from it.
And Catherine's story is just truly inspiring. She pursued long-held dreams like learning Spanish
Oh, I love that.
and joining a choral group that actually performed at Carnegie Hall.
Oh, Carnegie Hall.
Yeah. Her experience really underscores the idea that your most fulfilling days absolutely do not have to be in your past.
Catherine's experience is such a powerful reminder that retirement can be a period of significant personal growth, a time to embrace new experiences,
Definitely.
and to finally achieve those long-held aspirations that might have been put on hold during earlier, maybe busier life stages.
So for anyone listening who's feeling a bit unsure about where to even begin this process,
Which is probably a lot of people.
yeah, I think so. The book suggests taking a look back at your past and present hobbies and interests. What do you genuinely enjoy learning about or doing?
Going back to basics.
Exactly. It provides this really extensive list, everything from engaging with movies and technology, pursuing creative outlets like painting, connecting with pets, exploring travel, and of course, volunteering again. Your existing passions can be a really valuable starting point for shaping your post-retirement life.
That list serves as an excellent prompt for some self-reflection, doesn't it? Identifying those inherent interests, both the ones you've always had and maybe new ones that are just emerging, can unlock a whole range of potential activities and directions for you in retirement.
Chappell's experience with the rowing group really emphasizes the importance of commitment, too.
Ah, the rowing example.
Yeah, and finding activities that provide that sense of deep engagement, almost a Zen state, where the rest of the world just kind of fades away.
That feeling of flow.
Right. It's not just about filling your time, but about finding something that truly captivates you, that you look forward to.
Chappell's insight highlights the value of identifying activities that offer that sense of flow and deep engagement, which can significantly contribute to both your mental and emotional well-being in retirement.
And look, if you do need or want to supplement your income, the book presents some very practical options.
Like what?
Things like working as a retail clerk, maybe a personal assistant, or even driving for kids. It notes that sectors like retail have actually seen an increase in hiring retirees.
Okay, so real-world jobs. These examples demonstrate that part-time work in retirement can be quite flexible, actually.
Yeah.
And it can often align with a variety of skill sets and interests, providing both a source of income and that continued social engagement piece.
And then Gary's rediscovery of his love for motorcycle riding.
Oh, the biker.
Yeah. And the strong sense of camaraderie he found. This really connects the idea of pursuing hobbies with building new friendships.
Good point.
It's not just about the individual activity itself, is it? But the social connections that can naturally develop around those shared interests.
Gary's experience absolutely underscores the significant social benefits of pursuing hobbies in retirement. Shared interests can be a powerful catalyst for building new relationships and, frankly, combating potential feelings of isolation.
Okay, shifting our focus a bit now to lifestyle and location decisions, big ones for many people.
Huge. Where will you live? How will you live?
The book really encourages you to start by envisioning your ideal retirement. Where do you actually picture yourself living? Who do you want to be close to? What kind of daily rhythm are you hoping for?
Getting that picture clear first.
Right. And then, of course, it emphasizes the importance of grounding that vision in practical realities like your financial situation, proximity to family, healthcare access, all that stuff.
That initial envisioning stage is absolutely crucial, isn't it? It's about creating a clear and compelling picture of your desired retirement lifestyle before you start making any concrete decisions.
The snowbird phenomenon, people dividing their time between different climates, is discussed through Tim and Sharon's initial move.
Right, heading south for the winter.
Yeah, but they encountered some unforeseen challenges. It really highlights that relocating, even seasonally, isn't always as straightforward as it might seem.
No, definitely not.
And maintaining those social connections across distances can be tricky.
Tim and Sharon's experience serves as a valuable cautionary tale about the complexities of relocation, even part-time. It underscores the importance of considering the social and emotional aspects right alongside the practical ones.
But then you have Betty's resourceful approach. She continued her volunteer work remotely while spending winters down in Florida.
Using technology.
Yeah. It shows how technology can be this powerful tool for maintaining engagement and purpose, even when your physical location changes seasonally.
Betty's adaptability really demonstrates the power of leveraging tech to bridge those geographical divides and maintain both a sense of purpose and those important social connections in retirement.
The book strongly advises really doing your homework when considering a new location. The phrase used is, look closely before you leap.
Good advice for any big decision.
Totally. Paul's experience with unexpected and pretty hefty golf club fees is a great reminder that your initial assumptions about a place might not always align with the reality on the ground.
Paul's cautionary tale really emphasizes the need for thorough research and due diligence when you're thinking about moving in retirement.
Yeah.
You've got to go beyond the glossy brochure, right?
Exactly. Understand the full picture.
Get into the weeds a bit.
On the flip side, you have Jackie's successful move to the North Carolina coast.
The beach walker.
Yes, where she enjoys her daily walks on the beach, just like she dreamed. It illustrates how incredibly fulfilling a well-planned relocation that truly aligns with your passions can be.
Jackie's positive experience highlights the rewards of making a move that genuinely fits your core values and your desired daily lifestyle in retirement. It can absolutely work out beautifully.
And Bill and his wife's permanent move to Mexico, fulfilling a long-term dream.
Wow, big move.
Yeah, it demonstrates the potential for making quite significant lifestyle changes in retirement. But it also highlights the importance of overcoming, initial skepticism from others, maybe.
With thorough research and preparation, you have to do the groundwork.
Absolutely. Bill and his wife's journey really shows the potential for fulfilling big life goals through international relocation and retirement, but it also underscores that critical need for careful planning and comprehensive research.
You can't just wing that kind of move.
Definitely not.
Okay.
Then there's the trend of retirees going north for seasonal work in resort areas, like Jerry, who works on a chairlift in Deer Valley.
They get skiing benefits.
Exactly. Free skiing. It showcases another interesting lifestyle choice for active retirees, along with that bonus of potential new friendships formed on the job.
Jerry's experience highlights the appeal of seasonal work in retirement. It offers not only potential income, but also access to enjoyable activities and those valuable social connections. A nice package.
But then, a cautionary tale. Doug and Judy's experience. They made multiple moves after retirement.
Oh dear, bouncing around.
Yeah, and it resulted in significant financial costs and ultimately dissatisfaction. Their 3 moves ended up costing them a staggering amount of money.
Oof. Doug and Judy's story starkly illustrates the potential financial and emotional pitfalls of making impulsive or poorly researched moves in retirement. The costs, both monetary and emotional, can indeed be substantial.
The book strongly advises carefully considering all the costs and commitments involved if you're thinking about owning 2 homes.
Yeah, it essentially doubles many of your regular expenses, doesn't it? Taxes, insurance, upkeep.
Right. Owning 2 homes in retirement requires very careful financial planning and a really realistic assessment of the ongoing responsibilities and expenses associated with maintaining multiple properties.
Not something to jump into lightly.
Not at all. For anyone considering a move, the book points to valuable resources, things like NerdWallet's cost of living calculator,
Handy tool.
and the book's own website, which apparently has in-depth research on potential retirement locations.
Good resources to have.
It even provides a helpful step-by-step process for evaluating a potential move. First, define what's truly important to you. Then, establish a realistic budget. And finally, list the top affordable locations that meet your criteria.
That sounds like a really practical framework. These resources and that process offer valuable tools for taking a much more informed, strategic approach to making those big location decisions in retirement.
Okay, let's talk finances. Always a big piece of the retirement puzzle.
Absolutely fundamental.
The book emphasizes the importance of potentially extending your career if you find you need more income.
Makes sense. Leverage existing skills.
Right, because your existing skills are usually your most readily transferable asset. Helen's decision to postpone her retirement due to a divorce really illustrates this reality needing income and, crucially, health insurance.
Helen's situation underscores how unexpected life events can significantly impact your retirement plans. It highlights the ongoing need for flexibility and adaptability in your financial strategies. Life happens, right?
It sure does. The concept of bridge jobs is introduced as well.
Ah, yes, easing the transition.
Exactly. Creating part-time roles, maybe through consulting or teaching, as a really effective way to ease out of full-time employment. Vicky's experience finding a paid part-time job assisting seniors is a great real-world example.
Bridge jobs offer a really valuable way to gradually transition out of a full-time career while still maintaining some income, that sense of purpose we talked about, and important social connections.
For those considering moving into consulting specifically,
Leveraging that career expertise.
the book highlights the inherent value of your existing professional network. Your contacts are gold, and also the importance of doing your research to understand fair and competitive rates in your specific industry. Don't sell yourself short.
Good point. Building a successful consulting career in retirement often leverages those professional relationships you've already built over years. And yes, it requires a realistic understanding of the current market value for your particular expertise.
The absolute necessity of creating a realistic retirement budget is stressed throughout.
A non-negotiable, really.
And along with that, the significant benefits of working with a qualified financial planner.
Yes, getting professional advice.
To fully understand the implications of Social Security and Medicare, including how your Medicare premiums can potentially impact your Social Security benefits.
Especially for a lower-earning spouse, that can be a surprise hit.
Exactly. Comprehensive financial planning is truly essential for a secure and comfortable retirement. Having that clear understanding of how Social Security, Medicare, and your personal savings all work together is absolutely crucial. You need the whole picture.
Couldn't agree more.
The book outlines several common retiree spending patterns, too, which I thought was interesting.
Like different profiles.
Yeah, they call them the go-go's, the slow-go's, the homebodies, the globetrotters, and also those who unfortunately face high healthcare costs.
Okay, different styles.
And it notes that overspending often tends to occur in those discretionary areas, housing upgrades maybe, and travel.
Right, the fun stuff can add up quickly. Recognizing these different spending profiles can be incredibly helpful in allowing you to better understand your own potential expenses in retirement and to plan your budget accordingly.
And to really help with this process, the book encourages you, the listener, to actively evaluate your current financial picture using the family budget templates provided in the book or on the website.
Get concrete numbers down.
Yeah. This will give you a much clearer understanding of your current spending habits and what level of income you'll likely need in retirement.
Utilizing budgeting tools is a really practical and important step towards gaining clarity on your financial needs and ensuring a financially sustainable retirement. It's about knowing where you stand.
Okay, let's turn our attention now to some of the potential challenges that can arise. It's not all smooth sailing.
No, life continues to have its curveballs, even in retirement.
The book openly acknowledges the emotional balancing act many retirees face. Wanting to enjoy their newfound freedom, but also needing to care for aging parents or maybe a spouse with health issues.
That sandwich generation pressure doesn't always end at retirement.
No, and the author references her own personal experience with this. It also points out the potential for veterans' aid for those whose parents served in specific wartime periods and might need assisted living.
That's a good practical tip. Caregiving responsibilities can indeed have a significant impact on retirement plans and overall well-being. It's so important to explore any available resources and support systems that might be out there for you.
Anne's concern, shared in the book, that caregiving responsibilities might just completely consume her time if she stopped working.
A very real fear for many.
It really highlights the often uneven distribution of family caregiving responsibilities, doesn't it?
It really does. Anne's situation underscores the critical need for open, honest communication and hopefully a sense of shared responsibility within families when you're planning for potential caregiving needs down the road.
The book also addresses the often unexpected emotional impact of just leaving one's long-term job.
Even if you're looking forward to it.
Right. Mary Beth's tearful departure is used as a powerful example. It signifies the potential loss of identity, those daily social connections, that overall sense of purpose, even when retirement is something you've been actively planning for.
The emotional transition of leaving a long-term career can be much more significant than many people anticipate. Acknowledging and processing those feelings is a really important part of the overall adjustment. Don't underestimate it.
Interestingly, even in professions with mandatory retirement ages, pilots, partners, and accounting firms,
Where retirement is a known endpoint.
exactly, there can still be a significant loss of professional identity. The book points out that even careful planning doesn't always prevent feelings of depression or loss of purpose when that structure disappears.
The loss of professional identity can be a really significant challenge in retirement, regardless of how financially prepared you might be. Actively seeking out new sources of identity and purpose becomes really key.
On a more positive note, Misty's proactive approach is highlighted.
What did Misty do?
She started building a new social life before she even retired by joining gardening clubs and volunteering. It serves as a really encouraging example of making a successful transition.
That's smart. Misty's experience really demonstrates the importance of actively cultivating new social connections and pursuing new interests as you approach retirement, making the shift smoother.
The book also emphasizes the importance, within a couple, of both partners finding their own individual interests and friends in retirement.
Avoiding the joined at the hip syndrome.
Exactly. It uses the relatable anecdote of Dan, who just wanted to sort of tag along with his wife everywhere. That's presented as a common potential pitfall.
Yeah, maintaining individual identities and pursuing separate interests within a couple is often crucial for a healthy and fulfilling retirement for both individuals. Gives you something new to talk about, too.
True. Now, making new friends as you get older, that can certainly present its own set of challenges, can't it?
It definitely can feel harder sometimes.
Marie's experience with the loss of close friends is shared, and it illustrates that it often requires conscious effort to build those new connections later in life.
Building new friendships in later life often requires a deliberate, intentional effort, doesn't it? And maybe a willingness to step outside of your established routines and comfort zones a bit.
But the good news is, the book offers a really comprehensive list of actionable strategies for meeting new people.
Okay, practical tips.
Yeah. Everything from joining activity-based groups like sports teams, hiking clubs, volunteering, taking classes, working on political campaigns, getting involved in places of worship.
Lots of options there.
It even includes specific examples like Elaine, who started her own movie group and an annual Oscar party.
Fun. Taking initiative.
And it reminds listeners to check out their local library resources. They often have programs specifically aimed at older adults.
Libraries are great hubs. This extensive list provides a wide range of practical and diverse avenues for building a new social network and actively combating potential feelings of loneliness in retirement. Lots of ways to connect.
Shifting our focus again slightly, the book introduces this really powerful idea of dedicating even just a few hours each month to making society, or maybe the planet, a better place.
That giving back theme again.
Yeah, but framed as leaving a legacy. It highlights the immense potential collective impact if many people in the boomer generation did this.
The idea of leaving a positive legacy can be a really powerful motivator in retirement, can't it? Providing that deep sense of purpose and contribution that extends beyond just yourself.
Ken and Mary's volunteer work with Mercy Ships is shared as a truly inspiring example of giving back on a really significant global scale.
Wow, Mercy Shapes, that's incredible commitment. Ken and Mary's dedicated involvement beautifully illustrates the profound impact that individuals can have through committed volunteer service.
The book briefly touches on Muhammad Yunus and his groundbreaking microloan initiative.
No prize winner.
As a testament to the power of a single person's idea to create global change. It encourages listeners to think about their own ways to contribute, maybe on a local level, through various charities and nonprofits.
Yunus's story serves as a powerful reminder that even seemingly small local efforts can contribute to a larger positive impact. And retirement often provides the time and opportunity to pursue such meaningful initiatives.
The book then provides just a wealth of specific examples of how retirees are giving back.
Let's hear some.
Okay. Engaging in animal-assisted therapy with certified dogs, working to preserve local history at historical societies like Mary volunteering at a Japanese garden, directly assisting veterans while providing companionship, becoming a valuable family helper for maybe younger relatives, serving on boards Buck with the Fighter Aces Association.
Wow, diverse examples.
Tutoring immigrants, Linda teaching Spanish and ESL. Even launching entirely new community initiatives like Colleen did.
Really leveraging life skills and passions.
And Jim Story, the aerospace engineer we mentioned, after his job loss, he wrote and illustrated a children's book.
Oh, wonderful.
And then donated all the proceeds to charity. It just shows how unexpected opportunities for creativity and giving back can emerge from difficult situations.
That's fantastic. These diverse and inspiring examples really showcase the myriad ways in which retirees can contribute their time, their talents, their passions, often finding deep personal fulfillment while making a tangible difference in others' lives.
Marcia's creation of a nonprofit focused on money-wise women after she took early retirement.
Turning expertise into service.
And the example of a volunteer math tutor who finds immense satisfaction in helping underserved students. These further illustrate the potential for really impactful second acts centered around giving back.
Marcia and the math tutor's experiences highlight how retirement can be a time to leverage existing skills and passions to directly address community needs and create really meaningful change. It's inspiring.
Darlene's unique Bow Wows and Books program at her local library.
Combining dogs and reading. Love it.
Patty's successful transition to becoming a part-time sales coaching business owner.
Using her corporate skills.
Right. And the encouragement to get involved in local politics, which is another way to connect and make a difference. And then Joy, a retired teacher, realizing she needed continued intellectual stimulation.
What did she do?
Led her to become a volunteer tutor.
Perfect fit. These final examples in this section really underscore the wide spectrum of opportunities for engagement and contribution in retirement, tailored to a vast array of individual interests and existing skill sets. There's something for almost everyone.
The book strongly emphasizes the idea that an active retirement tends to be a happy retirement.
Makes sense. Engagement matters.
And it delves into the importance of continuing to live your hobbies and actively exploring new interests. Norma's story is great. She coordinates a community garden, a pea patch.
At age 79?
Yeah, 79. It really highlights the significant organizational and networking skills that can be involved in pursuing this particular passion. It's not just digging in the dirt.
Norma's continued enthusiastic engagement in her hobby at that age beautifully exemplifies the vitality and sense of purpose that actively pursuing your interests can bring to your retirement years. She is a role model.
Gardening itself is presented as a particularly rewarding and grounding activity for many retirees.
Connecting with the earth, seeing things grow. Very satisfying.
Stefan's experience becoming a tutor after a layoff, partnering with an online platform like Wizant, demonstrates a practical way to turn existing skills into a new stream of income through a hobby-related pursuit.
Stefan's transition clearly illustrates the potential for hobbies and existing skills to not only provide personal fulfillment, but also generate income and offer continued intellectual stimulation in retirement.
Win-win.
Marcy's card-making group that supports a local charity.
Simple, creative, and helpful.
It really emphasizes that even seemingly simple hobbies can bring a great deal of joy, both to the individual doing it and to others receiving the cards.
Absolutely.
The book encourages listeners to actively seek out groups that align with their interests, specifically mentioning Meetup.
Meetup is fantastic for that. So many niche groups.
Yeah, a valuable online resource for finding diverse hobby-related groups. Connecting with like-minded individuals through shared hobbies can foster a really strong sense of community and belonging, which is so important for well-being during retirement.
Definitely combats isolation.
Bob, the retired teacher who successfully turned his longtime love for craft beer
My kind of hobby.
into a part-time job as a beer spokesman. It just shows how unexpected and enjoyable opportunities can emerge from pursuing your passions. That's brilliant. Bob's experience beautifully demonstrates the often serendipitous ways in which long-held passions can translate into new and fulfilling work opportunities in retirement. You never know.
The book also mentions the option of utilizing staffing agencies, temp agencies, to find part-time work in environments directly related to your hobbies, maybe working at a golf course, a bookstore, a garden center.
Right, using existing infrastructure to find those hobby-related jobs. Good tip.
Linda's decision to pursue screenwriting after retiring.
Wow, ambitious.
Yeah, even acknowledging the well-known challenges of the Hollywood industry. Mike's experience becoming a movie extra in Atlanta, living out a long-held dream.
Fun, seeing yourself on screen.
Jeanette's deep involvement with West Highland Terriers, showing and breeding them. Lloyd's proactive initiative in starting a casual sports watching group just to combat loneliness after moving.
Simple but effective. Taking initiative again.
Peggy creating her own book club when the existing ones didn't quite fit her reading interests. Dave's return to playing the drums, finding other musicians through a local music shop.
Getting the band back together.
Joanne's work as a mystery shopper, which perfectly fit her customer service background and her love for shopping. Dave's thoughtful surprise of ballroom dancing lessons for his wife.
Romantic and active.
And Marilee's deep passion for gems and minerals, leading to adventures at the huge Tucson Gem Show. All these just wonderfully showcase the diverse and deeply engaging ways retirees can continue to live out their hobbies.
These varied and engaging anecdotes really paint a picture, don't they? They highlight the rich tapestry of possibilities for pursuing personal interests and finding profound fulfillment in retirement. So many different paths.
The book then reiterates several practical ways you could potentially earn income by sharing your hobbies with others.
Teaching what you love.
Right. And it highlights Jordan's success in teaching stock market investing classes specifically targeted towards women.
Finding a niche. Smart.
It also mentions the possibility of earning money by writing about your hobby, maybe blogging or articles or offering related services like repair or consulting based on your expertise.
Sharing your skills and knowledge related to a beloved hobby can be both incredibly personally rewarding and also provide a valuable source of income during retirement.
The book also discusses the evolving landscape of travel for retirees.
Not just cruises anymore.
Not just cruises, including the increasing popularity of platforms like Airbnb for facilitating longer, more immersive, kind of local-style travel experiences.
Living like a local, yeah.
Michael and Mary's rather unique experience working as a domestic couple for ultra-wealthy families.
Whoa, like Downton Abbey.
Sort of, along with other caretakers and live-in job opportunities that can be found in resources like the Caretaker Gazette. These present some perhaps less conventional but potentially very rewarding options for retirees who want to travel or live somewhere different without the usual costs.
That's fascinating. These alternative living and working arrangements really demonstrate the diverse and sometimes quite unexpected paths that retirees can take to both fund their desired lifestyle and experience new and different things. House sitting, caretaking, interesting niche.
The growing trend of baby boomers choosing to teach English abroad is highlighted too.
TEFL certification, then off you go.
Exactly. Mentions popular destinations, the TFL certification process. The book even provides helpful tips for navigating successful Skype or Zoom interviews, which are often a key part of the application process for these international opportunities.
Practical advice for making it happen.
Linda's experience becoming a live-in guardian at a villa in Tuscany.
Okay, now I'm jealous.
Right. Beautifully combining her interest in the Italian language with a unique living arrangement. And the immersive travel experiences offered by companies like Crooked Trails, which emphasize cultural connection and purpose-driven activities, offer further compelling examples of international engagement.
Teaching English abroad and participating in these kinds of immersive travel programs offer really unique opportunities for cultural exchange, personal growth, and that continued sense of purpose in retirement. Amazing experiences.
Terry's decision to retire and live in Panama is discussed.
Lower cost of living is a big draw there.
Yeah, noting the lower cost of living and other important factors you need to consider when moving abroad. It also mentions other popular and affordable international retirement destinations.
Like Portugal, Mexico, Costa Rica.
Right. And the book directs listeners again to valuable resources for conducting thorough research before you even think about retiring abroad.
Retiring abroad can be a very appealing option for those seeking a lower cost of living or a significantly different cultural experience. But, as always, thorough and comprehensive research is absolutely essential. Can't stress that enough.
The book also informs listeners about an often overlooked opportunity: tuition waived or significantly reduced cost college courses for senior citizens.
Lifelong learning.
At many public universities and community colleges across the country, it gives a few state-specific examples and points listeners to its website for more comprehensive listings.
That's a fantastic benefit to take advantage of.
Maggie's pursuit of becoming a more skilled chef by taking cooking classes is a great example of embracing that lifelong learning.
Engaging in lifelong learning opportunities, such as these tuition-free or low-cost college courses, can provide invaluable intellectual stimulation and the exciting chance to pursue entirely new interests during retirement. Keep the brain sharp.
The possibility of turning beloved hobbies into viable small businesses is discussed again, more formally this time. Bobby's successful baking venture.
Oh.
Lori's Rodin plus Fields consultancy using a direct sales model. And Barb's profitable painting business selling at festivals and teaching classes.
Inspiring examples. Retirement can indeed be a particularly opportune time to transform those cherished hobbies into income-generating and personally fulfilling small businesses. You finally have the time, maybe.
The book also briefly touches on the emotional aspects often involved in decluttering your home.
Oh, the stuff.
Yeah, and the memories attached to belongings. It even suggests a potential part-time business focused on scanning and organizing old photographs for people.
That's a needed service for sure.
Finally, in this section, the book introduces the option of investing in a franchise.
A ready-made business model.
Right, outlining some of the potential costs and benefits, recommending Diane Plius and Fran Choice as a helpful resource for exploring options.
Getting expert advice is key there.
While also strongly reiterating the critical importance of conducting thorough due diligence before making any such investment, and recommending SCORE, again, as a source for free and valuable business advice.
Investing in a franchise offers a more structured path to potential business ownership and retirement. But yet, it requires very careful consideration, thorough research, and a realistic understanding of the associated risks and rewards. It's not guaranteed success.
Definitely not. The book then concludes by strongly reiterating the absolutely crucial role that social connections play in a happy and fulfilling retirement. We keep coming back to this.
Because it's that important.
And it emphasizes that actively engaging in volunteering, taking classes, pursuing hobbies, even taking on part-time jobs, these are all excellent ways to meet new people and build those vital social networks.
Yeah.
Along with the simple act of reconnecting with old friends and classmates, maybe through platforms like Facebook.
Maintaining and actively building social connections is truly paramount for overall well-being and a deeply fulfilling retirement. Proactively seeking out opportunities for positive interaction is absolutely key. Don't become isolated.
So, to really bring it all together, this deep dive into the world of retirement reinvention, it makes it abundantly clear that this stage of life isn't an ending, is it?
Not at all.
It's really a vibrant and exciting new beginning. It's brimming with incredible opportunities for discovering new purpose, experiencing profound joy, and achieving a sense of fulfillment that can truly surpass your traditional working years if you approach it right.
Absolutely. It requires embracing that proactive mindset we talked about, maintaining a willingness to explore new and perhaps unexpected avenues, and consistently prioritizing your well-being in all its dimensions: financial, social, emotional, physical.
So here's a thought for you, the listener, to really take away and consider. What's just one small, manageable action you could take this week, just this week, to begin envisioning your own unique retirement reinvention?
Make it concrete.
Yeah. Maybe just jot down a list of those hobbies you've long forgotten about. Or take 5 minutes to look up local volunteer organizations online, or perhaps explore those free college classes offered nearby.
Just one small step.
And really start thinking about the kind of legacy you want to create in this exciting next chapter.
That initial step, no matter how small it might seem, can often be the very catalyst for a truly transformative and deeply fulfilling retirement experience. Just start somewhere.
You can find a wealth of additional resources, including an informative e-newsletter and the author's other insightful books, over at www.robinryan.com.
ROBINRYAN.com.
And also www.myretirementreinvention.com.
Myretirementreinvention.com.
Yes.
Got it.
For those of you who'd like to connect directly, the phone number provided is 425-226-0414.
426-0414.
And the email address is robin@robinryan.com.
Robin@robinryan.com.
Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive.